This week I want to talk to you about swords. I'm going to show you the designs that I used the most over the last few years, and I'm going to talk about which ones I found to be practical and which ones I found to be useless. All that coming up. This is the sword design that I most commonly used because it's very quick and easy to make, and it's also very large, which makes it more impressive. Takes a 360 and you inflate it all the way. I find it's faster to inflate these by mouth than with the pump. And then I usually took a 160, but it works with a 260 as well. It looks a lot better with the 160. And for these ones I do use the pump because I don't have the lung capacity to blow one of these up. Inflate it all the way. Hold the sword under your arm. Take this, which is going to form the guard, and wrap it around there. And then just wrap it together, twist off the end, and twist it into this thing here, like that. Twist it a few times, in and out of these two. That'll help it to stay. Straighten it out. And there's your sword. Most kids can handle a sword like this. You can make a belt for it to sit in. Most short kids have got to wear it kind of sideways. But it's nice and big, it's durable, it's flashy, it's very fast to make. Kids love it. Now let me show you the world's fastest sword. For this one you use a 260. Inflate it all the way. Make a loop that's going to be just big enough for the sword to go through. Push this end through. Take your sword. Put it all the way up. There. In a pinch, this here works. It's not the prettiest sword, but it stays together, doesn't fall apart. When you got a whole pile of people to get through, this is a very fast balloon sword that actually looks like a sword. Now, usually when I made a single balloon sword, I did something similar to that last one, but I made it look a little fancier, so let me show you. This is the second most common sword that I made. You'd leave a bit of air on it like that. Squeeze it, keep it soft. So I twisted off a little bubble there, but I'm just making a loop just like in the last one. Take the little bubble and push it through so it doesn't fall apart on you. Now I'll make a string of 5 bubbles here. This is just making a fancy hand guard. Like that. Take this end and push it through the loop. Twist off, pinch twist the very last bubble here. And pinch twist the first bubble here. It gives it a neater, cleaner appearance. And there you go. It's reasonably fast, and I always did it this way unless there was just insanely packed. I always did it like this because it looked a little bit better. But this design, this pirate sword design, stays together very well. I'm going to show you a couple more, but this one here, doesn't matter how much they do with it, it stays together. When I first got started in balloons, this was the sword design that I was taught, and I quickly found out that it doesn't stay together very well. So you start off leaving yourself a little bit of space at the end, tie it off, and this is one of the parts that never worked in real life, but just looks good. Make a tulip twist at the very end. For one thing, it's slow to do, and doesn't stay together very well. You know, it works best with jewel tones because they tend to be a little stickier on each other and don't slide, but this is not practical for something you're giving to a child. Decide how long you want the handle to be. Make 2 of these, twist them together, and make 2 more on the other side. Flip it over a few times. And there you go. Sure, it looks good as a sword, but it's really not practical. As soon as your kid starts doing this, your sword falls apart. And they play a few times with this part and that pops out. Not practical design at all. This is also a reasonably quick design that I was taught in the very beginning. It just wasn't as good looking as the sword I just made, but it holds together a whole lot better. Give it a little bit of space at the end, tie it off, decide how long you want the handle to be, and then just give it 3 loops, about the same size. And twist them around a few times. I've seen that used a lot. I'm guessing it was invented as a way to make the swords stay together a little better than that other design. But seriously, nothing beats this style when it comes to durability. There are really an endless variety of swords that you can make out of balloons, and some are super impressive. You just got to Google search balloon sword and then click on images, and you can see an unbelievable assortment of styles that you can make with balloons. But I found these designs here to be the most practical when dealing with children. I wish I had invented them.